Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is Sunday night, August the 2nd, time for the 14First Alert Weather Show at 9. You can comment in on this one, so put your comments on the 14 News Facebook page and we'll check those out in a bit. Out there now we have cloudy skies. It's still kind of humid. We have a little bit of that drizzle left in the area, and so it'll take a while for the atmosphere to completely dry out, but it will. We should see clearing skies overnight with temperatures in the mid-60s, and then sunny, nice mid-80s tomorrow, just ahead of heat, humidity, and storms returning toward the end of the week, primarily Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You know the drill. It rains on the weekend. All right, this is the current radar picture there. That is not rain, rather that is the clear air returns when they switch the radar to be more sensitive. We certainly had some rain, at least little dribs and drabs of it over the last 24 hours. If you look at the circulation there, you can almost see that low pressure, that cutoff low kind of drifting to our east. No thunderstorm risk for tonight, tomorrow, or Tuesday. That will all stay to our east, closer to the parent low. And it's going to be a quiet first two-thirds of the week anyway, through Thursday. Cloud-wise, we will have a few, of course, lingering about, but generally clearing out by Monday afternoon. Tuesday looks even better, and Wednesday should be mostly sunny as well. Along the way, the winds are going to shift around and start coming up from the south on Thursday, and that will nudge the temperature up slightly. We're still running below normal. 89 is the typical high, and we don't have any numbers on the board yet above that. I'm thinking probably by the end of the week some 90s will creep back in. The smoke situation has been okay for the tri-state. We've seen that tinge of smoke in the atmosphere, but no effect on air quality at the ground level. Looking ahead now into the week with that high pressure in the area, that should hold off the smoke at least through Wednesday. So no issues there. 74 out there now. Most of the tri-state is in the mid or low 70s. 72 at Dundee. Fairfield at 73, Sturgis there in Union County at 74, and Oakland City at 72. Our feels like temperatures pretty much equal the actual temperature at these levels, and the humidity has really not been a factor today. We got down to 68 this morning, had some fog, of course, first thing, and then we hit 80 this afternoon. That's 9 degrees cooler than normal. For the month then, we have back-to-back days of below normal temperatures, and we picked up some rain on Saturday, about 1/3 of an inch, almost 4/10, and that puts us in good shape here, kicking off the month and with a little bit of a surplus. As you would expect, there are only 2 days to factor in to the month, and of those 2 days, we're about 4.5 degrees cooler than average, looking at the highs and the lows. But we are coming off of a very dry July. In fact, just by rainfall deficit, it was one of the driest months we've had since February, and we've had a lot of below normal rainfall months since last fall, since November, and that trend has put us at least in an abnormally dry situation and drought condition earlier this year. We kind of made up for that with that rain back in June. Partly sunny skies tomorrow, and we're looking at the low pressure and its spinning clouds and rain continuing to move east and out of the region. With that off our plate, then we can concentrate on clearing skies and high pressure there coming our way for the first 3 days of the week, let's say. By Thursday, Friday, I think some of this action out here in the plains will eventually work its way down into the tri-state. That shows up a little better on the longer range GFS model. You see some scattered showers possible there on Thursday and Friday, and then again on Saturday and maybe into Saturday night. Again, that's the GFS version of things. Rainfall with those rain chances will come up at a small amount there, less than an inch for the entire run there, the entire 7 days. The European model also keeps us dry through the middle of the week, and it also brings some rain down Thursday into early Friday morning, and then Friday night through early Saturday before breaking up those rain chances early next week. And the European, also a little light on the rainfall, as you'd expect, probably in the neighborhood of half an inch to a quarter of an inch of rain total for those events. So that tells us anyway that we're probably looking at some scattered showers and thunderstorms by the end of the week, and that's about it. 65 degrees clearing tonight, up to 85 tomorrow. We'll have partly sunny and less humid with that north wind at 5 to 10. And then we get those upper 80s sneaking in along with rain chances toward the end of the week and the weekend. The longer range is insisting we will have warmer than normal temperatures back in here by the 16th. We really haven't seen that trend yet. And the precip outlook is actually pretty good with near or slightly above normal rainfall. Molly has taken her position in a, that's a box. I thought it was a paper bag, but you know how cats are. They like any place they can then jump out at you and terrify you. All right, let's have a look at your questions here tonight and see what we can come up with for answers. Maybe one or two answers. All right. We have Cheyenne Hammonds in there first thing. Hey, Cheyenne. Mary Sager's on. Good evening, Mary. John Radas, Indy received over 6 inches of rain last night on the east side of the city and downtown. Yeah, they were closer to the low, and those storms kept spiraling in. I think they had some tornado warnings up there yesterday too. So it does not surprise me they had that heavy rain. Jeff Miller beat me to the punch. He must know what our Science Corner is about tonight. 8 o'clock sunset tonight was the last one. Next one will be May 21st, 2027. We've done all the legwork for me, but that is true. A sign that we've kind of entered into the back half of summer now, literally. Alien Ward, I think that's right. Alien, maybe? Alien? I'll say Alien Ward. You can correct me, please. Anyway, good evening. Jeanette Rice is on. Libby Jenkins from Princeton. Hey, Libby. Ryan Nance. So we have to keep the shout-out club going. George and Barbara. All right, well, we're shouting out George and Barbara. I don't know what for or why, but hey, they're on the stream show tonight. We're shouting that out. We're shouting out our wonderful, loyal audience who turns in, maybe turns in and turns on the stream there to get you off to sleep. All right, well, Jeff Miller accurately pointed out that tonight was the last sunset at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow night, the sun will set at 7:58, so we are already beginning to lose daylight. Our sunrise time is almost up to 6 a.m. That's kind of the other bookend there. Once we have sunrise after 6 and before 8, the days seem to shrink down a little bit. We've talked about it many times here on the First Alert Weather Show at 9 and other places, but you know the Earth is tilted about 23.5 degrees on its axis. And so because of that and our orbit around the sun appears at different times of the year to be higher or lower in the sky. Summer, we get the solstice, the highest point, around June the 21st. And now, of course, we're going the other direction where the sun will get progressively lower in the sky. When we hit June, we still had a net gain of 11 minutes of daylight. Now remember, once the solstice happens on the 21st, then, and it's ever so slight at first, you begin to lose daylight almost immediately. The sunset and sunrise times start to move closer together. That's a little more pronounced in July, but you're really going to notice it here in August. We'll take an hour and 4 minutes of daylight away from you and do it again in September. October is the month where we lose the most daylight at 71 minutes. And, we, of course, have tracked it all the way up to here, so it's inevitable we're going to have to go down. Once we get to the equinox, which is around September the 20th, or 21st, that is approximately 12 and 12, right? 12 hours of light, 12 hours of dark. And from that point on, then we really start losing the daylight. But then the funny thing happens, after we lose a bunch in October, we get into November and then it slows down. And so in December, the net loss of daylight is only about 13 minutes because December 21st, shortest day of the year, first day of winter. From that day forward, then we slowly begin to add time, but we don't really accelerate the rate until March. So that's how the year works in general. But we are losing a little daylight each night, and that will, of course, lead then to cooler temperatures as we get into the fall, and you know how the rest always plays out. This is an exciting year. We're in a big El Nino pattern, and there are a lot of question marks about how that's going to affect everyone and everything. Marcia's watching from Mount Carmel, and Dawn McEvely is something, though, is Dawn Sandra Joe. All right. Good to know that, too. I'm learning all kinds of stuff here tonight. Anyway, that's all I have for you this evening. Kind of short and sweet here for the weather show at 9. We will be on 14 News at 10. Then let's see, what do we have coming up this week? I think we're all here, Byron and Arden and I, so it'll be kind of normal for most of the week, but you're going to see me again next weekend, Saturday and Sunday, because we've got some not conflicting, we had obligations for Byron and Arden out there, so you'll get an extra dose of me Saturday night. And we have hired a fourth meteorologist. That person will not start, though, until early October. So we're still kind of limping along here with the three of us, but we got you covered, and fortunately the weather's going to be fairly benign here in the week ahead. So you all stay safe, make it a great week, and I'll see you on 14 News at 10.